Just a quick progress report video today. I've got this flyback transformer rewound as close as I can get, what I think, to the magic transformer. We have pretty good waveform for only 16% duty cycle, pulsing at 2.16 kilohertz. We're going to kick this up here, and you can immediately see that waveform here. We have beautiful unipolar pulse created during the off period, which allows us to reduce the amperage consumption of the entire cell. We have a pretty fair unipolar pulse created there. 117 volts across the cell with only 112 milliamps. You can see we do have some production. Not anything to write home about, but we do have production. This cell in particular seems to be performing a bit better than these other cells. Cell number 4 there. Long story short, I'm going to pause that waveform. And there's our max out, 29 volts at 2.31 amps. Not bad. We do have some bubble production there, but production for a pretty negligible amount of amperage through the cell, and amperage actually consumed throughout the circuit. Pretty decent unipolar pulses. So you can see during that pulse off period right here, we have, given this is our 0 point line right here, right below that blue arc, right there for the green as well. You have static voltage pressure build up in that cell, negative voltage pressure build up in that cell at all times. And then on the the positive end, you are smacking that with unipolar pulses of electricity. And the result is what you see here.
This is Stan's Revenge.
I want to show you how these unipolar pulses grow over time. You can see we start like that. Pulse during the off period, positive pulse during the off period. And you can see the static voltage pressure on the positive and negative are pretty well balanced. When we get to a point about right here, this is 8 volts input, you see a little dip starting right there at the end of that pulse on time. So now it's kind of transformed from a pulse only being created during the pulse off time to a pulse being created during the pulse on time as well as that. See how that grows like that? And those legs continue to grow the more voltage I get. We're at 100 volts right there. Nice spike there too. Don't want necessarily the voltage spiking over that, I don't think. Let's adjust some frequency here. It's 112 volts. Reducing the duty cycle, or the duty pulse, we're just about 114 volts. And you can see all these pulses form here. This is at 4 kilohertz. What you were seeing earlier was probably about 900 hertz, which we're going to go down to now. It's 700 hertz. Wild. We're going to switch the waveform around a little bit. Should we get voltage up there? Let's take it down to 50%. We're cooking that transformer pretty good. It was up to 118 volts. Consuming many more amps at the Pulse-ON duty, but we do get significantly more production.
This is Stan's Revenge.